All right, family. So this is day, don't know, of our, I'm only joking, of our study group session. Oh, let me unlock the waiting room so I'm not having to admit people. Name waiting room. All right, perfect. Let me just go ahead and get everything up running. Academy. All right. So, are we on kills? Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Guys, are we on kill shot? Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Are we on kill shot confirmations or are we on how to use the different assets and training your stop loss? I believe we're on this one. But am I right or am I wrong? Assets. Perfect. Thank you. Got you. All right. Let's go. Is everyone ready? Put ready in the chat if you are ready for some study. Oh, by the way, did you see where the market went down to? Did you see where the market went down to, family? Pretty sure it went down to. Yep. Oh, yeah. I got in that. Because I just knew. And then I got in the buy going up. So that was good. All right, cool. Let's go.
All right.
Oh, wow. This started immediately.
Just
no music.
I put a one in the chat. Make sure you guys can hear me speaking here. Yay.
Oh,
We're
you can't
working
see.
now.
Can't
We're
see.
rolling. Love it. Okay.
Do
So
that.
today will be day one of our kill shot boot camp. Okay. So what we're going to do today here is we're going to talk a little bit about kill shot's history, where it came from, what it is, sort of how it works. And then, we have another 4 days of this where we're going to go over all the specifics of what kill shot is. Okay, so first of all, my name is Jay Bonham. I am the US 30 sniper. Let's get this camera. I am the creator of Killshot. I have been using Killshot now for almost 5 years. I use that to manage capital. I use that to do my trading. I use that as a tool to help me with defeating these markets. So we're going to show you guys a little bit about Killshot today. Go over just some basics. Won't be too long of a call today, as we just kind of get to know Killshot here in its kind of basic form, and then we're just going to talk a little bit about what it is and kind of what it does. And then tomorrow, 100% recorded. And tomorrow we will be fully going into what the EMAs are, all the things, and all the pieces of it. So the one thing that's super important about Killshot, it's it may feel very, very basic, but it did take a lot of work. Take a lot of work to get how it is, to create something so simple. It may feel so simple to everybody, but it took a lot of work. And in order for us to truly understand it, we're going to go over all the pieces. When we go over all the pieces of it, you're truly not only going to understand how Killshot works, but it also is going to give you a better idea of how the market works. And we're going to talk about price action. We're going to talk about moving averages, support and resistance levels, and all the things, volume profiles, and all the things that Killshot does automatically for you, where you guys can kind of take your knowledge to the next level. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I am going to share my screen. Okay, now this is on TradingView right now. We're showing it. This is fully available on IQ Charts. I just want to go through here for the smoothness of all these things. And so what we're going to talk about here is what's Killshot based on. Okay, so what Killshot essentially is a short-term scalping strategy. Okay, used, and it was mainly created on US 30. US 30 was the place it's created. That's why they call me the US 30 sniper. That's where I've grown my capital, and that's where I've become the trader, is essentially becoming in tune with one pair. Now, of course, I don't mind if people trade more pairs, but this chart, US 30 was built and based, or sorry, Killshot was built and based off US 30. That's where I created it. Those short term, sort of impulsive moves, those pullbacks or those quick moves where we can get in and scalp. And why did I create Killshot? I had a really pretty strong run coming out of the beginning of my trading journey. I started trading US 30 in the beginning of pandemic, and I had an 18-month uptrend. Right, I didn't have any scanners. I didn't have anything as a naked forex trader. I realized after about 18 months of that uptrend that the charts changed. And it wasn't just getting that, those crazy breakouts and all those things, that I really had to find some tools and some strategies to help me become a better trader, or to have better long-term, consistent, and patient.
Sorry, I did wonder what was going on. Thanks, Ian. Sorry. Oh, wow. Who you got? Oh. Sorry.
Okay. Welcome, everybody. Just put one in the chat, make sure everybody can hear me. Day 5 of our boot camp, our last and final day of boot camp. So everybody here can get updated and have this in the fast start for Killshot indicator. Okay. So today we are going to go over assets. Okay. How we can use this on different assets. We'll go over risk reward on each asset and how we use it on which time frame. Because lots of these assets, right, aren't going to move as fast, right? If we get into forex pairs, they're going to move a little bit slower, right? If we get into indices, they're going to move a little faster. Gold, I like to have it a little bit slower because there's so much up and down in different assets. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over them sort of one at a time. Okay, this text here. Okay, so we are going to go over our assets today. Okay, and how to use. Okay, so first we're going to do indices. Okay, this is going to include US 30. Okay, US 30 NAS. Oops. NAS. Why is that not working? Thank you. And JUR 30. Okay. So how we like to use these is, and they're going to be time frames. So our time frame to trade these, okay, time frame is 1 minute. Okay, so we're looking to trade this on the 1 minute chart. Okay, that is US 30, NAS, and JUR 30. We want to trade this on the 1 minute. Okay, our time frame to trade is on the 1 minute chart. Okay, okay, our time frame to analyze. Okay, because we are always doing a top down, right? So we want to always go 2 time frames up, right? Okay, we want to go 2 time frames up. So we want to go to the 15 and we kind of come back to the 1. Okay, so we can talk about the 15 minute down to the 1. Okay, and so that's what we're going to do on indices, right? And then we want to look for our entries on the 1 minute chart. Okay, and our 1 minute chart time frame for our scalpers, okay, is a 25 pip stop loss and 50 pip TP. Okay, these are our indices. So what we're looking for is something like this. Let's do a long position. This was a break of the 238. Okay. Okay. And that is a 25.50. And as you can see, it would have just survived it, would have been really tight. Okay. And then on our short side, which would have been a better trade, would have hit all our confirmations. We can see that we get that 25.50. Still would want to probably a little bit more just to be behind the EMAs, but I think we're going to do an advanced kill shot boot camp as well. Okay, so these are all the basics, right? 25.50. We like to trail our stop, which will show that after we get through the analysis. Okay, so that is our indices. Okay, next thing we're going to talk about, okay, our gold and okay. We're going to do gold and then we're going to do BTC. So gold, okay, our time frame is the 5 minute. Okay, we're going to analyze. Okay, time frame on the 30 minute. Remember, whatever time frame you're trading on, you want to go 2 time frames up. Okay, we're going to do a 300 stop loss, 600 TP. So we're getting that 1 to 2. Switch over to gold. Okay, we won't have the text with us, but start there to the day, huh? Wee. Okay, eventually it went on its way up. But okay, right, we're gonna go 300, probably a little bit more than 300 because it'll be back behind that. 300 to 600, 1 to 2. Okay, that's for gold. And you can see 306. Would have got a full TP. I mean, I know that was a bit of a mess in there. Probably would have been a little bit hard to take down, but on an uptrend, long term up, right? Okay, so that's gold. Okay, now we're going to go to, okay, we're going to go to our Forex pairs. Okay, and we are going to do time frame. The 5 minute. Okay, we're going to have a 25. Stop, and I tell you, this can be much smaller on. Can be much smaller on Forex pairs, but okay, time frame 5, analyze time frame. I just do that. Put that in the wrong spot. Okay, some reason that ended up. Okay, so Forex pairs ended up slipping up here. Okay, but we'll go talk about specifically. Okay, because I'm going to talk about the actual pairs. So it's very specific here when it comes to Forex pairs. Okay. Okay. It's very specific here when it comes to Forex pairs. Now, there's two things that we want to make sure. Okay. We want to make sure when we're trading a Forex pair with Killshot, as we are looking to scalp and we're looking for impulsive moves, it must have a major in it. If anybody doesn't know what a difference between a major and a minor is, major pairs are ones that have very high volume and are used multiple places around the world, right? To do international trade and such. Things like USD. It's literally the number one currency in the world, USD. Okay. Second, something like the pound, one of the highest volume pairs, as euro does so much trade because so many countries use it. Right? The pound and the euro, right? Because the euro goes through all the way through Europe as well. So those you want to have one of those three in your pair. Okay, so some of the pairs we like to look at are Euro, USD, okay, JPY. Okay. JPY can tend to have some good volatility too, but um, it doesn't have a full, it's not considered a full major. Okay, go with Euro, NZD. So we got it here, USD, USD, JPY. Okay, so these are some of the pairs. Okay, these are the pairs, kind of the 6 pairs you want to focus on, as they are going to have 5 minute, they're going to have better movements at entries, right? You can see over here, short position, right? 25 is quite large. See that comes all the way back here, almost to that 238, which is nice. And then you can see, nice, just missed that 50-50 TP there and rejected B. Okay, and then it does eventually get to it. Okay, you can see this one broke here, and we're going to talk about our trailing stop loss here in a second. Okay, so 25.50 on some of these pairs, right? You see JPY, see if we can see a signal here. And this one's on the wrong side of the 238, but this one's good, right? 25.50. Right? See, nice 1 to 2 with whatever else you wanted on it, right? Okay, so those are some of the pairs. Okay, and the last thing we're going to show you here, and I'll make sure that everybody has time to screenshot this after. Okay. Okay. We're going to talk about BTC. Okay. And so BTC time frame, you can use either. Okay. You can use the 1 minute or the 5 minute. But I will say, if you are not a crazy person, a little bit, because the one does work. Okay. We'll stay on the 5. Okay. And we're going to do 300 sell. So tip very close to what we do with gold. Okay. Okay. Very close to what we do with gold. Okay. Because Bitcoin is lovely on the 5. You can see this. Stop. 300, 600. Oh, yeah, this was on the wrong color candle, but you can see it. We probably would have gone to that here. Okay, so you can see 300, 600, drill stop losses, do all those things. We're going to show you next. Okay, so back over here, Divas 30, where all that stuff is. Everybody, take your time here and take a little screenshot of that if you'd like. Okay, take a little screenshot of that if you like. Okay. Okay, so these are all our pairs for Forex. This is our time frames, indices, Forex pairs, gold, and BTC. Now, Killshot also works on alternative pairs and all those other things, but those are very specific. And if you want to use them, you just make sure you test. Killshot does work on pretty much every asset because it's just a short move. Okay, and we're looking for those quick scalps. Okay. I won't be answering any questions in this call, guys. We're just doing it. Okay. So everybody get a screenshot of that so they can see it. Okay. I am going to delete that. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about, and we're going to stay on US 30. We're going to talk about how we manage this thing. Okay. How do we manage a trade? Right? Because we're scalpers. Okay. What we want to do right, is we want to make sure that we are protecting our trades. I'll just go over all these ones. 7. Okay. So if they fit our rules, which there's a couple in here that fit our rules, even counter, we need to protect our trades. Okay, so you can see this one is 830. It's counter trend, but 238 is behind it, which is somewhere advanced. So I'm realizing now that we're probably gonna have to do an advanced shot technique. Well, okay. So what I want to show you now is how we, use somebody just asked about win rate, is how we get a very, very, very high win rate. Okay. So our 25 and 50, but we like to trail our stop losses, which means that when the trade goes into profit, we like to trail our stop loss. So how? And this is okay. This is the parameters we like to use for stop loss. Okay. Okay. At 20 pips blue. Okay. Everything's capital letters here. Okay. Okay. And essentially what we're doing is we're trailing about, okay, we're trailing about 10 pips behind. Once it gets to 20, we start trailing about 10 pips behind. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you, you do not have to do this. You're welcome to leave these parameters open. Okay. All right, 40 pips, 30. And then I usually 40 pips. And then I'll let this thing go to TP. Okay. Okay. So we're going to talk about why we do this. You can see if we did this, even with all these trades in here, here we go. Okay, so what we're going to do, this is going to be our stop loss. Anybody who goes and trades with me and is on my calls. Okay, this will be our stop loss, this big white line. I can make it red, make it easier, but you can see it's the bottom of this box, right? And it's our stop. Okay, so we get into this thing at 548. So at 568, which it gets to here, we're going to go to 10 pips, right? Which means our stop loss. We got in at 548, so 558 is our 10 pip stop. Okay. And as you can see, it runs, goes and breaks up here as well. So we got into this at 548, so at 30 pips, it's 578. We would have went to 20, right? Let's see. Also then 30. Okay. So that would have been a win. Even though this thing comes all the way back down, eventually it's done. This would have been a nice win. You would have got 30 to 40, just missed 50 50, right? Okay. Now we're going to go to the next signal because it's actually a one trend and all these other things. So we hit this other signal. You can see 25. It's just line just misses you, but trail or stop, right? So once it got to about 20 pips, when did we get into that thing? 513. So 20 pips is going to be 493. So you would have only got 10 minutes. Okay, wrong color candle. No. We come back. Oh, which is on trend. Okay. Okay. This thing does go down here and almost gets to just down here again. Stop, right? So it's essentially got 30 there. So our stop loss would have been blue. So we would have got 30 here, right? We would have got 20 here, 30 here, 20 here, 50 plus another 20 at 70 pips. That is 30 pips a day will completely change your journey. So that is how we use our trailing stop. Okay. That's how in some of these assets you can use signals, lamb here. Okay. So okay, but you can see that you can trail those stop losses. Sure, that you're getting pips out of every trade. When you do that, somebody talked about win rate. Somebody asked a question about win rate. When you do that, your win rate gets really high. So we back test every Friday. We're going to start doing that again here next week. Start making it a part of our routine to get back to the Monday mindset and then the Friday back test. We'll get back to that here next week. Okay, and then we'll practice this, and I'll prove that this works every day. You're talking like 85 ish, no, almost 90% win rate when you do this, right? So this is a very high win rate. You don't get these really big wins a lot. So sometimes you don't even get a 50 TP, 50 pip TP in a week. That can just happen. But I'll tell you, I learned in my journey, but this for the last day of boot camp. Okay, okay, okay. I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Why I trade like this? Because lots of people don't. Lots of people leave their risk reward wide open, have their one to twos, take their losses along the way, which is totally fine. That is the math and the strategy that works for them. Okay. That's not how I trade. That's not how I got to manage the amount of money I do and the things that I do. Okay. That's not how I got there. I got there by just taking what the market gives me. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things. First is I'm going to use a reference, and it's a baseball reference, and I like to use this. Okay. If anybody's ever watched Moneyball, this is a reference to that sort of mathematical equation. Is that how you get ahead is the same way they won in Oakland, is that we need to take our singles. We just need to get on base over and over and over and over again, right? The singles add up. They add up, especially with a high win rate. The singles, they add up over time. They add up, they add up, they add up, they add up to being profitable. Do you going to hit a home run every once in a while? Heck yeah, you are. Every once in a while, you get a 50 pip TP, maybe a 75. Maybe we crush like we did at Open today. Maybe you're going to hit one of those home runs. But the key to winning and trading is to constantly be taking what the market gives you. And while there's lots and lots of other people who trade much differently than me, and that's okay, it's a strategy that works for them, and maybe that strategy that works for you. But my strategy is to just constantly take what the market gives me. What if the market doesn't want to give me 50 pips? Okay, I'll take 20. What if it wants to give me 30? Okay, I'll take 30. What if it wants to hit a stop loss? Because most of the time, if you don't take something, it's going to come back to your stop loss. And these are prime examples, right? You can see if we didn't take some pips, it would have missed that TP, eventually come to stop. We didn't take some pips, it would have missed that TP, eventually come back to stop. We didn't take those pips, it would have missed that TP, and eventually come back to stop. This is why I trail my stop. And not because I'm smarter than anybody else or any of those things. It's because I know it works. It's because I know it works. I know it works over and over and over and over and over again. And if you can stay in here and not get greedy and be like, oh man, I have to get a 50 pip TP because I took two losses, blah, blah, blah. If you stay in here, you'll get it back. And that's what happens with you. Okay. So taking these small wins, moving forward over and over and over and over again is how you get that back. Okay. This is how we trade. This is how I trade. This is how we beat the market. And I promise you, once we get back into this regular schedule, I'll show you every single Friday how it works. I prove it. I prove that this strategy and trading this way in good volume time with all my confirmations works. Not because I'm special or I do anything, but because I've been doing it for so long, I've actually added all these things and I've tested them. I know it works. I'll prove it. And I'll keep proving it. And I'll keep proving it. And I'll keep proving it. Until you believe enough to just continuously follow it and not get outside of it. Once you do that, you'll be a profitable trader. Then we can talk about how we get more out of the market. But first and foremost, you need to follow these rules. So those are your rules on your assets. Okay. And these are your rules for your trailing stop. Okay. This will, combined with what you see on Killshot on the scanner, will make you a profitable trader. Okay. So that is day 5 of our boot camp. Thank you guys for everybody who came and got this thing live. The recordings are here for everybody. Make sure you're going 1 through 5 to get everything you need. Okay. And you guys will be all cut up and ready to kick the market's butt with Killshot. Okay. Hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. See you later.
Absolutely incredible. Okay. Now you see. Now, do you guys understand why I always trail my stop loss? Do you get it? Do you actually get it? Because this is why I like this guy so much. Like, this is why I resonate with him, because trailing my stop loss has always, been good. Like, for example, when you're trailing, right? You can't, yeah, exactly. You're maximizing your profits, and that is why, guys, we have such good success, because you see, the ones that plug into the calls, the ones that plug into the study group sessions are the ones that are making the most money. Do you know that? So when you actually join in on these sessions all of the time, you actually start to make money. And I want to give you an example, right? Homie. Everyone's seeing Homie in the chat right now, okay? And how he's posting his results. But do you know, when Homie first joined me, right, he was in a bad way, very bad way, in terms of how much money he was losing. He didn't know what he was doing. He was just trying to, take trades here and there and everywhere. When he first joined, he still had that loss mentality, right? He was still losing. And then we had a call. I went over my strategy with him, which is all he's simply doing. And now look at him. He's just hit 8,000 profit today, right? He's not doing anything different to what I am doing with you every single day with the sessions. He's not doing anything different than what Jay Bonham has just shared with you. Nothing different. Nothing. All he's simply doing is following a very simple strategy, which is what I try to give to you guys every single day, right? But where most people go wrong is because A, they're afraid of stop losses, okay? They're afraid to either put them on because they think that they may lose, but then in actual fact, you could lose more, right? They're afraid to trail their stop loss. Now, if people's mindset changes from that, your results will change 100%. Your results will be incredible 100%, right? And that is all it simply is, guys. He's plugged in, he's listening, and he's making profit. At the start, he was a pain in the ass. Literally, Homie was an absolute pain in the ass, and I've told him that. He knows that, right? But one thing that he did was he didn't stop, right? He didn't stop, and he started to listen to what I was saying. And when he started to listen, he went quiet. He went really quiet. I didn't hear off him. I kept messaging him like, "Hey, how's it going?" So yeah, everything's good, 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 good. Just busy, right? And I'm like, okay, fine. And now you see his results every single day inside the chat, right? And he's excited, he's happy. I got on a call with him today and I made him take out 75% of his profit, because again, like it's just now a case of knowing when to stop, right? And that's where he's at now, right? It's just knowing when to stop. Okay. So guys, trading our stop, finding them good solid positions that we can take, will make you the money that you're looking to make, right? And we go that little bit extra, right? Where we're using our support and resistance. We're looking at where price has been and where price is looking to come back to, because then that way, yeah, you can get them extra pips, right? Market came down to exactly, you are pushing your luck. Get to bed now. No. I told you guys that kids are playing up, right? Look, market came down. What did I say to you before on the call? Right? Now, how did I know that? Because you start to understand where market wants to go. You start to understand the behaviors of what the market is actually doing. Yeah, you start to see it. To the left, always look to the left. Okay? There's always opportunity in the market on the sessions that we do, as you guys know, because every single session we do is a profitable session, right? When we're plugging in, we're listening, and we're doing it correct, right? So look, as you can see, it was obvious market wanted to come back down here because look at the size. Look at the size of that wick. What do you think that wick is? Do you guys know what that wick is? In the chat. Do you guys know what is in that wick? Basically, yeah. Bears. Basically, contracts. Contracts. They have contracts. That there is a contract, right? They want it back. They want to come and take back that contract, right? It's the same thing. That contract, liquidity, whatever you want to look, however you want to look at it, right? However you want to look at it. Go back through history. Look, okay? It left this here. Had to come back down and take it. Sometimes it will come back down and take it straight away. Sometimes it can be there for a long time. Now look, you see? Has it come back and filled this area yet? Do you think it's come back and filled this area yet? Guys, do you think that this area has yet been filled? No, not fully. Right? So market will always, always, always come back and take what they see is theirs, when in actual fact it's ours because they're using our money, right? They're using everyone's money, right? So always know that, right? So when you see like sells, when you see things like this, when you see markets coming down for a downtrend, look to the left. Literally look to the left, right? Just look to the left. Because when you look to the left, you can see what the market is looking for. You look at it and you go, okay, cool. It's too close to that. Let me look. Let me study. Let me be that detective. That's all you need to be in the market is that detective. Yeah? It has money here. If you left money, if you dropped money, exactly, unfulfilled contract. If you left money somewhere, if you left your purse somewhere, if you left your wallet somewhere and it had 10,000 in it, would you leave it or would you go back for it? You'd go back, wouldn't you? Exactly. So all they're seeing is this is mine. I need to go back for it. Right? I ain't leaving that there for somebody else to pick it up. No way. So they go, they collect, and what do? They go, bosh, wick in, and then fly back up again. And then guess what they do? They leave areas to come back. They always leave a footprint. They always leave themselves a footprint, right? It's like they're leaving clues. They always leave themselves a footprint. It's like, here's my coordinates, here's my map. I'm coming back. Don't get it twisted, right? Right? That is what they're doing, okay? So once you understand where market is looking to go, because it's almost like it's like they have a certain amount of time for them to go back and collect. Because if market goes too high, there's only so far down they will come back for it. Okay? So, what you just saw on Killshot, do you guys feel that now it's easy for you to go in, take them little scalps like this one? You could have got in here, taken a trade here, pulled down your stop. So simply, look, think about it, guys. It's literally like what we're doing. Yeah? We're letting it come through, break the zone, bosh. We take the trade, bosh. Come through, break the zone, we take the trade, bosh. We pull down our stop, bosh. It's the same thing. I just think that the way we do it is pretty darn cool, right? Simply breaks the zone, we pull down our stop, bam. Breaks the zone, pull down our stop, bam. Breaks the zone, pull down our stop, bam. That's it. That is all we are doing. It's just that instead of us using we can put a TP, but instead of us doing that, we're just pulling down our stop. We're trailing our stops. That is it. You see? We're using support and resistance. You know, and we use things like this as our confirmations. But let me ask you guys a question. The way that we trade on the sessions, what do you think about the way that we trade on the sessions? Do you think it's a good way to trade? Like, be honest, tell me the best way. I love that. I think it's the best way as well, right? Exactly. Exactly, for scalping. Obviously, if we're going to take longer term trades, of course, we let it break and we still pull down our stop. You still want to trail your stop with long term trades. It's the same as you know, taking partials, whatever. Take your partials, trail your stop. Exactly. As long as you keep doing that with your trades, pull down your stop, let it break. Remember what I said before in the session? Always be one ahead. Let the market be one ahead, right? If you're using the kill shot way, let it come down, let it break. Let it come down. Let it break. Pull down your stop. Let it break. In this case, I'm going to let it break both. Yeah. Pull down your stop. Boom. You see? Because look, remember, it will always retrace. That is why it's so important that we have these in front of us. Because when you see one, you see it comes through this one, boom, comes back, bounces off that one, comes through, and drops, right? So remember, it's always going to pull back a certain amount, right? Look, 5077 to, what's that? 5082, right? So that wasn't massive, but it still pulled back. So remember, it's always going to pull back. So as long as you give yourself that space for that little pullback, you won't get taken out so quickly. And you can keep pulling yourself down, okay? And it's as simple as that, guys. Like, I think that the kill shot strategy is a very good strategy. I love the idea of trading down my stop. Now, remember this, guys. As you get better with this, guess what? You can then start to raise up your lot sizes more. The better you become at the way that we trade, the higher your lot size can be. So let's say, for example, you're doing a 0.1, right? You move it to a 0.2. You get better. Exactly. You move it to a 3. Your capital starts to build. You move it to a 4. Your capital's building even more. You move it up to eventually you get to a lot size of like 365. I've seen a lot size like 300. Oh my God, it's big. Anyway. Sorry. So that's all you do. You just keep build up your capital. You keep paying yourself. You build up your lots. You get more money. So then this move, for example, goes from, let's say, a $250 move or a £250 move to a £2,500 move to a 5,000 move. You see? That's the goal, guys. The goal is to get to that point where you can raise up your lots, get in for a very short trade, and make 2,000 in them little moves that we're making. 4,000, 6,000. You see? The better you become, the more you are going to make. So that has to be the goal. The goal has to be, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am trading lot sizes of 100. I'm trading lot sizes of 200. I'm in and out of the market in a flash. That market pulls down one itty bitty candle and I'm done for the week. Do you see how much you can actually make trading? Like if you go into your trading account, right, and type in 300, you could literally go 300, 300 lot. Imagine, oh my God, I'm going to do this, right? Watch this. I don't know. I don't think it'll let me on here. Imagine, right, if I did TP, right? Oh, wow. Oh, wow, right? Oh, wow. I just put in 300 lot, yeah? From it going from 5,104 to 5,117. It's 27, 27,000. 44,000. Do you see? You guys want to play with that, right? You guys, and please remember to change it back, right? But you guys want to play around with that, yeah? Just for your mindset purposes. Like a normal move that we would make, and you could go and make 60,000 in a move, 100,000 in a move. Wow. You know, I'm screenshotting that. That's insane. I'm actually going to screenshot that. I better change my lot size back. Wow. Right. So my point is, guys, that's the goal. That is the goal, right? So how do you feel after that session? Did this session help? More informed. Good, 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 good. So, oh dear. Yeah, I had about, I don't know who was messaging me, but I had like multiple messages coming through and I'm like trying to listen to this. I have no idea who was messaging me, but I'll find out in a minute. Now we can come back to Killshot. Always, we can go over more information. But where do you guys want to go from here? So, we can go through these strategies. Why am I not? Oh, right, yeah, it's down here, isn't it? Tell me, guys, where do you guys want to go next? Why ain't it moving? There's more down here. Why ain't it moving? All right. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Yeah, so tell me what you want to do. Tell me what you guys want to do, and I will do what you guys want to do. If you want to go over Killshot again, move on with Killshot. There's more advanced. All right, okay, cool. So we'll go on to more advanced with kill shot. Where is that? Kill shot over and over. Okay, cool. Where is the kill shot more advanced, Ian? Yeah, I did. I know. I'm not sure where that is. I'll find it. Don't worry. Yeah, not yeah. Where's the more advanced on kill shot? I know it's somewhere. I don't think it matters typing that in. Why can't I move it? Oh, this is irritating. Oh, I have no idea. Guys, is this me? Like, what is going? Oh, there we go. There we go. Advanced 5-day boot camp. Is that different? Kill shot boot camp. Advanced 5-day boot camp. Woo-hoo. We found it. We found it. There it is. Okay, cool. All right. We ain't watching. We ain't watching that. Right? I don't think I want to watch that either. No offense. No offense. Oh, hang on. It's in English. You see how that says international? That one says English. Right. Okay, cool. So trading psychology boot camp. Okay, cool. All right, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go on to this one. Let's see what we've got in here. Okay, we got sniper entries, the PB and J, counter trend, the art of trading the stop loss, and inverse risk to reward. Okay, cool. This is what we'll do. I think we need to update our psychology too. Yeah, here's, do you know what? I think you're amazing, right? Here's what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna do one session here. So tomorrow on our study group session, we're gonna do one session here. I'm a bit distracted how to go out. One session on here, and then we're gonna go and do one session on the psychology. What do you reckon tomorrow? So we'll do one kill shot, like the sniper entries maybe, and then we'll go and do a psychology session, yeah? Okay, perfect. Right, so that is what we're gonna cover tomorrow. Okay, that's coming soon. Solid. Okay, cool. I'm happy with that. I'm absolutely happy with that. And then yeah, that is what we shall do. It's Friday tomorrow as well. So remember, we've got an extended trading session as well. So we'll be live, no problem at all. We'll be live until like market close. I will try and, in fact, I'll be going live a bit earlier. and then we'll like have an hour break, and then we will do our study group session as well. Okay, so that will be tomorrow. And then we're going to continue with our study group sessions in the evening over this weekend. I'm not away this weekend, so I'll be here. And then yeah, that's the plan, guys, right? And look, we're doing it in increments, right? Why? Because putting too much information in our head straight away is always gonna fill you up with unnecessary stuff, right? So you exactly, and you want to process the bit of information that you've got, and then it kind of sticks a little bit more, and then it sticks more, and then it sticks more, and then it sticks more. And then talking about it as well, like practice, yeah. I would literally talk to myself in the bloody mirror and say, right, this is what I've learned. Or I'd get on a thing. Oh, you don't even have to do it by yourself, like in front of people. You can get on here on your own, look like in front of your computer, and pretend that you're actually like teaching someone. You see, these are the things I used to do to get better at what I do. I used to practice and pretend, like a little role play with myself, right? Sad, maybe, not really, because look at how good I became. Not a problem. I'm here to help. I'm here to see every single one of you win. That is the goal. The goal is that we win. We win together, we grow together, and yeah, that you guys are making that money, right? And that your lives are being changed. That's all I care about. Okay. So yeah. All right, guys. We will end it there for tonight, and I will see you guys. Good night. God bless. I will see you on the call tomorrow. The 1:30, 1:30, right? Because obviously Jay goes live at 1, and then I'll go live at 1:30. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a beautiful night.